guys, and welcome to the world of Beth. Sorry it's been a while since my last upload, but my day job, I am a teacher, and this last week I've been doing intensive exam classes at my academy, and I just haven't had time as much as I wanted to come and play with makeup with you guys. So apologies about that, but now it's summer, so I have lots of time and I will be putting out a lot more content over the next few weeks. So again, sorry about the break, but I'm back now. Okay, so as you can see, today is going to be a makeup day. What I'm going for today is a kind of green nature summer vibes kind of thing. So greens and browns, colours that we've all got laying around the house, but we very rarely use in conjunction. So I'm using quite a few different products today, so I will list them in the description box for what I've used. But remember, I'm really only using like 3 or 4 different colours. So you don't have to have the exact same palettes or colours that I'm using. But as long as you have similar ones by other brands, that's absolutely fine. Remember, this channel is all about using what you've got. I'm not promoting anything. So this is all about using what you have to try and recreate the look that I'm making. Everything I use is beauty on a budget. Everything is under 10 euros. So if you do want to get anything that I'm using in this, just go on a website like AliExpress or Amazon, and you will find these products on there for very little. So just to go through quickly what I am going to use as a mainstay today, I will be using Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me palette. There we go. Gorgeous Me palette. Oh, I am so not good at putting no. Oh, it's Beauty Glazed Gorgeous Me. My absolute favourite Beauty Glazed over the Rainbow Colour Fusion. And just to give it that little extra pop, I'm going to be using my Beauty Glazed Pressed Glitter. Now obviously this is a lot of Beauty Glazed products, but I love them because they are so low cost and they really do make your makeup pop. The pigments are just fantastic. So the other things you're going to need today are brown eyeliner of choice, doesn't matter which. You will be needing an eyeliner, an eyeshadow primer of some kind. I'm using this new one that I picked up because it's high definition eyeshadow primer. It's really, really good for really bright colours, and obviously we're going with greens today. Green is a nice bright vibrant colour. We want to use that. The other things you're going to need are a few different brushes. I am using a medium shaper brush 2, an angled shading brush 4, blending brush 7, and a tapered blending brush 6, and as usual my eyelash and eyebrow point definition brush. Again, brushes look complicated and I'm probably not using them in the right way, but I do it in a way that works for me, and you can find these quite cheaply on a website like Amazon, again under 10 euros for a whole range of sets of brushes. I still don't know what this one does. I think it's for glitter, but I don't know. It says small fan brush. Nope, not doing anything. Okay, the last things you're going to need today are a white eyeshadow. I'm using Model's Own because it's €1 for a whole eyeshadow, and I love it. Because for some reason none of the Beauty Glazed palettes I have a pure white colour, and white is a really good base again for making your colours pop a little bit. And this is not essential, but if you have one, great. A highlighting powder just to highlight a bit around your eyes. I will be putting mascara on as well, so I personally use Factor Lash Revival because I find it's best for my lashes, but again, go with whatever it is you usually use. It's more about the technique of what you're how you're putting it on than the actual product itself. And lastly, if you're going to do lips, which I am going to do, you will need a brown lip liner and then a brown gloss. That's it. Okay, so I know it sounds like I'm using a lot, but I will list all the products as in the description. So if you want to do this along with me, then you can. The final thing you're going to need, as always if you're using eyeshadow, is you are going to need a cup of water with a little No Tears shampoo inside to clean your brushes as you go along, because you don't want any transfer of pigments from brush to brush and palette to palette. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that you are going to need today, is the one thing I forgot to tell you about. My bad, sorry, it has been a while. Eyelash curlers. Okay, so you're going to start by quickly eyelash curling. So you should put them on, hold them for about 10 seconds. You shouldn't press too hard because that's when you're going to put too much pressure on the lashes. But if you hold it for long and gentle but firm, then you're going to get that curl effect and it's going to stay. Now, if you are one of those people who really doesn't have eyelashes that stand out too much, use a hairdryer on your eyelash curlers for about 4 to 5 seconds. Check first to make sure that it's not too hot, so you don't want to burn your eye, and curl like that, and that will make the curling set more. So again, just on your eye, push them to the base of your eye, not in your eye itself, but the base of your lashes. Gently push up and hold for about 5 to 10 seconds. Now obviously I've done it for less there because I've already done it. Now, I am a mere human and sometimes curling my eyelashes makes my eyes water, so it's always a good idea to have tissues handy or cotton buds handy to tidy up as we go along. Okay, so on to the first step of the actual makeup, and that is a brown eyeliner. Now what we're going to do today with the brown eyeliner is just give it this line across here, because we're going for kind of a natural nature look. So I went with the brown earth growing up into bright green. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at the corner. Make sure your eyeliner is nice and sharp first. That was the one I used for the other eye. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at where you've gone on your first eye to make sure you get it at the same point. Look at both, make a small dot so you know where it is you're going from. Okay, so then you're going to go open up your eye as wide as you can. Put the point of the eyeliner at the base of your eyelashes, of your upper eye, and you're going to draw a line directly to the spot that you made. Now obviously my spot is a little bit big, we don't want that, we want a point, so we're just going to use a cotton bud very gently to take off that excess and make it into a nice smooth point. This is just going to act as a basis for what we're doing, because you are going to be using different browns as we go along to build up this colour. So don't worry too much if it's not 100% perfect at this point, because we're going to cover it with eyeshadow anyway. So again, now start in the corner of your eye, of your inner eye, up to your eyelash line, very, very gently. You never want to do anything that's going to pull at the eye. Again, now just close your eye, bring it round to meet the line that you've created, and just following your lash line, gentle short strokes, the Kohl pencil to complete the line. Again, don't worry if it's too messy, because my eyes will not stop watering today. Don't worry if it's too messy. we are going to be using eyeshadow. So then what we want to do is make sure we've got this nice thicker point here. Now this is quite thin. So what you're going to do is, with your eye open, come to about this point of your eye and then draw a direct line across your eye till it meets the point, and then simply fill in the middle. So that we've got one nice long, quite thick Amy Winehouse style line. Ta-da! Okay, then what you're going to do as well is you're going to take this line that goes under a little bit and just about a quarter of the way onto your under eye, and then bring it up to match the top. Remember, this is a template, so it's not the final thing. It doesn't matter at this stage if it's a little messy. You just want it to be clear so you know where you're going later. Okay, so by now you've got the strong line here, a little bit into the corner of the eye, and then you just make sure this is a thick straight line. And there we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is sorry for that little blip there, someone knocked on my door and I had to come running backwards and forwards, and dogs crazy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is take our primer. Now this one is a brand called LA Girl. I'm pretty sure it can be found in most places. I just feel bad for anyone watching who doesn't live in Spain, because they have this wonderful shop here called Primor, and the cosmetics are just so low cost and so fantastic. And if, like me, you don't want to spend a lot on your makeup but you still want to look good, they're just unbelievable. Okay, so you're going to take your primer now, and you're going to start at the corner of your eye, and you're just going to draw a line like a little semicircle following your eyebrow bone. So where you can touch the bone, where you feel the bone, that's as far as you want to go. You're going to go up, you're going to hit your bone and make a little semicircle with a nice little white semicircle going on. Then just fill it in up to the point where you put your eyeliner, but not onto the eyeliner itself. Now again, I'm using a cream eyeshadow primer, but if you have more hooded eyes, so you don't have as much lid space as myself, or if your eyes have more fine lines around them, then a liquid primer for your eyes is always better. I should also mention, obviously before I started this, I applied foundation, because you guys don't need to watch me apply foundation every single time. So make sure you put your foundation on before you start doing this. And I will link in the description box the link to the video all about how to apply foundation better for older skin, so we avoid the wrinkles here. Okay, so just with my finger now, I'm just going to quickly make sure that coverage is even. Okay, and there we go. And then I'm just going to quickly take my brown eyeliner again and just make sure that it goes into the corner. Okay, now the reason that you should always use a white highlighter for your, a white primer for your eyeshadow, is because everyone's skin tone is different. So when we look at these beautiful, bright, vibrant colours in our shadow palette, then the colour that they're actually going to come out on your skin is going to be different depending on the person. So if you want to get that bright, vibrant colour that you see on your palette and you're putting it on your face and going, it doesn't look like the same colour. Well, of course not, because you're putting it onto a different skin tone. Even if you've put foundation on and everything else, you're still going to have a different colour skin, different pigments in your skin. And so by using a white primer, you're literally giving it a blank canvas. So that colour is going to come out off that palette exactly the same colour as you want it to be. So the colour that you see on the palette will go directly onto a bright white surface, and you're going to get that nice vibrant colour. So I'm going to start first of all with a little white. So we're going to take our medium shader brush 2, which looks a little like this. It's quite firm and it's just circular. And we're just going to press firmly but gently, always going in one way. Remember, never ever go like this, like zigzag motions on your eyeshadow. Just breaks them up quicker and they won't last for as long. As always, blow away the extra pigment because we want it on your eyes, not on your face. Okay, so we're just going to put a little white into the corner of our eye to work as a base. We're just doing that to make it absolutely a nice white colour for when we put the brighter green on. So you're just going to do that in like the first third of your eye. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to clean this brush because we're going to use it straight away again. I also recommend that you keep a towel handy, because if you've cleaned your brush, it's not going to be 100% dry, so just make sure you dry it carefully, just by pressing and holding. Don't rub, you don't want to break up the composition of the brush. Press and hold, and just make sure it's a nice dry brush so that the pigment doesn't stick. Okay, so now we're going to start with Beauty Glazed Colour Fusion, and I'm going to be starting with this lovely lime green colour here. Really difficult with this light to show. There you go. This beautiful lime green colour here. And that's going to be the base. But basically the only three colours on this palette we're going to be using today are... Oh, I've got to get good at these angles, guys. This green, and then this shimmer green here. So 1, 2, 3. That's it. Okay. So we're going to start with the nice lime green. And then what we're going to do is, where we put our white, slightly over, but so that you've got one line which is now not as far down as the corner of the eye. Remember, we're going to blend this later, so it doesn't matter if it looks a bit messy now. So we've just got a nice, just going to dab down on the primer. So now it's about just over a third of your eyelid should be covered. And there we go. We've just got a nice bright green colour. I'm going to put a little more on so that you can see how bright it is, but I would recommend at home you just put the one on, because obviously it's much more vibrant I need on camera than you do at home, unless you want to be like really like statement and then go crazy. Okay, so we've got that colour, and now we should be just under halfway of our eye. So we're going to clean the same brush, dry it off. Make sure you have a piece of kitchen roll or something so that when you are drying your brush first, you can see that there's no pigment left on the brush. So, and you'll see that obviously because the paper towel is white, and if you see any green, you need to carry on cleaning it. So we're going to dry off our brush again, and this time we're going to use the second green, the darker green that is directly below if you're using the same palette. And this time we're going to start from the edge and straight down and just dab on that colour, so we've got a nice line of darker contrasting green, but still bright. We're going for bright greens. So now just take it slightly into the edge of the line you made, so when we come to blending it will be much easier. And now you should be taking it so it's about 3/4 of the way to the edge of the eye, so that all that's left is this little white triangle here, which is where we're going to put a little brown. So if you notice, I'm doing it in a semicircle triangle kind of shape, like this, and you'll see why in a little while. So this green should come up the highest, and then we're going to go further down from that point. Okay, so now you should have the white, the lime green, and then the dark green or darker green. So we've got our 3 greens on. Now this is the last time we're going to use the Beauty Glazed Over the Rainbow palette for some time. We might put a little extra shimmer on at the end if we need it after blending, but now we're going to the green shimmer, which again is just down and to the right of the one we've just used. I'm going to take our green shimmer and we're just going to dab that across everything that we've just done. So this is what's going to blend our colours together. Just tap that over everything, even down into the white, and that's what will help blend everything together in a little while. So now we're going to clean this brush off. You have helped us well, thank you, tapered medium shader brush. But now we're going to go over to our eyelash and eyebrow contour line. So we're also going to change palettes at this stage. We're going to go over to Gorgeous Me because we want to use the browns that they have. So they've got lots of colours in this palette. I'm using the bottom ones here, and the 2 colours that I'm going to be using are this one here and this one here. Ooh, directly underneath. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? So we're going to go with the lighter shade first, which is the one at the top. So, tongue out, dab it so it's a little damp, because we're going to be using this to edge our eyeliner, and if your brush is a little wet, it will make it seem much stronger. So now, you're going to keep your eye closed, and you're just going to build up that brown line that we started with our eyeliner. You might need to go back a few times for this one. Go right out to the back and then underneath. So we have this nice dark brown, kind of soil looking effect. And just make sure, gently going over to make sure the line is nice and straight, and we're good. So we're now going to use the slightly darker colour underneath. This time the brush doesn't have to be damp, because what we're going to do is just colour in the corner of this eye so it looks like this eye. So starting at the top, we're going to bring the corner down, just colour in a little, not too much. And then just bring it across the top for a little extra definition, following the line that you've already made. Okay, now clean your brush off, because we are going to use that to do the under eye in a few moments. Needs a lot of cleaning for the browns. The browns can take ages to come off. Okay, so clean your brush, put that to one side. Now we're going to do a little blending. So we're going to take the tapered blending brush 6. Yay! I'm using the right brush for once. So what we're going to do is just start in the corner, tiny little strokes, just to blend it all together. And this is the boring bit because it's necessary, but it takes so long. And you're basically just going to go in little circles until the whole thing is blended together. Now, it's at this point I want to make it as sharp as my original one. So I'm going to take a cotton bud, I'm just going to run it across the top and down, so that is a nice even line. Now I've dropped a little pigment, so yay. I should just say what I'm doing now, don't do. If you drop pigment on your eye, don't use a cotton bud to clean it off. If you're going out, use a damp face cloth just to touch on your face and pull off. Or even better, put some masking tape under your eye first, and that will catch any pigment that drops. But I'm not going anywhere after this apart from to walk my dogs, so it's okay for me. Okay, so as you can see, this eye is a lot more blended still than this eye, and that's because we need to move on to our second blending brush, which is blending brush 7. So now we've got them in the same place, but we want to go back with the circles and just little circles all the way, spread the colour. Yay! You want to just tone down the brown by bringing the green into the corner, so you've got the definition, but you don't have too much of a brown line there. Okay, now we're going to take our tapered medium shader brush 2 again, and we're going to go back to our Beauty Glazed over the rainbow palette and just take a little more of that shimmer green. As you can see on the one that I've already done, it's shiny here, and that's because we want to just put a little shine in the middle, just like this. In the middle, on the outer corner, and on the inside eye, just to give it that extra shine. Okay, now at this point we're going to go back to our nice trusty not tapered, why do I keep saying tapered today? I'm obsessed with it. The Eyelash and Eyebrow 12, the one that's giving you the definition lines. So again, we're going to start with that darker green. And now what we're going to do is meet the under eye. some of that darker green in the middle, blending it into the brown. Then again, clean off. Take the first green that you started with, the bright lime green, and into the corner. And then right the way around, just so you've got that nice bright green colour. I'm going to top up my other side as well. Okay, at this stage you want to go back to your brown eyeliner and just give a little bit more definition to the point in the corner, in case when you were blending you lost any definition. Make sure that they're both even at this point. And then the last thing that we're going to do for our eyes, now that we are finished with our eyeshadow, is we're going to take, and this is optional, I've used it because I think it looks great, we're going to take pressed glitter, and we're going to take this lovely gold colour in the bottom, and just press your finger directly on it, just like this, and as you can see, maybe you can see, yeah, there's glitter on the end of my finger. So then you're going to take the glitter and you're just going to put it focusing on the corner of your eye where the brown line is. This will both soften the eye and then dab it what's left over the green. But focus on the corner of the eye to soften that brown line and just give you a nice extra sparkle. Don't go further than about 3/4 of the way towards your eye. There we go. So now you've got a nice brown sparkle on your eye. So it really pops when you go out. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do today is, if you want, is the highlighter. And for this I am using the angled shading brush for. So I'm just going to take a little of my highlighter powder and I'm just going to put it above the eyeshadow, up to the eyebrow bone. The same here. This has two effects. Obviously it highlights this area of your eye, which is going to make your eye look wider, but it also gets rid of any extra strong lines that you may have encountered when you were blending. Okay, do excuse me, the AC makes my nose run every single time. At least it's not as bad as the last video. The last video, if you look, you could have literally done a drinking game. You take a shot every time I had to blow my nose. Love living in Spain, hate the heat, love my AC, hates what it does to my nose and my eyes, watering both of them constantly. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take your mascara and you're going to put as many coats of mascara on basically as you want. So I'm just going to pause the video here. Actually, I'm going to show you first, just in case you haven't seen my previous videos, the best way to apply your mascara, and that is make sure that the wand is clear of any clumps. Then open your eye up, start at the bottom of the lash, and in zigzags go to the top, from the base of the lash to the tip, base of the lash to the tip, in zigzag fashion. This will help you avoid any clumping. For the bottom, the same, but you want to focus on the tip rather than the root, so you don't have to start at the base, just little strokes underneath to get the tip. Now I like quite a dramatic look with my mascara because I don't like wearing false eyelashes. I like them if I'm doing like a dramatic night out or something, but for every day, false eyelashes, they're just a pain. They look beautiful, but everyone knows they're fake. So mascara is fine. So now I'm just going to pause this video while I complete the mascara look on this side before we move on to the lips. And obviously for you, if you're following at home, pause, finish your mascara too until you're ready, and then press play again. I'll see you in a few moments. Okay, so I'm back, and as you can see, my mascara is now matching, more or less. This one is always going to look a bit less because the other one has had much longer to set. So, talking of setting, this is something I discovered recently, and it is called Pro Setting. It's by LA Girl, again, and it's called Pro Setting High Definition Setting Spray for long-lasting matte finish. Now, I was skeptical about how spraying water, because it's liquid, I was skeptical about how spraying water onto my face was going to help my makeup last and not run everywhere. But it works. I know this because I tried it yesterday when I went out. So, if you want your eyeshadow to last all night and not crease or not run, like for example yesterday, I had some really lovely blue glitter eyeshadow on because I got a bunch of new makeup yesterday and I was just so happy to try it out. But when we were driving to the restaurant to meet our friends, for some reason my friend who was driving didn't put his AC on. He just had the windows down, so the air was hitting me in the face and my eyes were just watering, and I was just like, oh my god, all the hard work I put into making myself look fantastic, and I'm sitting here dabbing my eyes, and I thought by the time I get to the restaurant, all that beautiful makeup that I'd put on is just going to be gone. And it wasn't. It was still there and perfect. And I'm pretty sure it was thanks to this, because that's never happened before. So I recommend getting yourself a fixing spray if you're going to be wearing any kind of large amount of eyeshadow for a length of time, or just a night out and you don't want it to go anywhere. So you just take your setting spray, hold it at a distance about 12 inches away from your face, and just close your eyes, 2 squirts. Keep your eyes shut for a moment because you don't want to go inside your eyes, you want it to go on your eyeshadow. And you will feel damp, it will feel damp, but it will dry very quickly and it will dry to a matte finish. And I can already feel, I know you can't see, but I can already feel it, it's drying to a nice kind of satin finish. Okay, so the final thing we're going to do to complete the look today is our lips. So I'm going to start by taking, this is a metallic lip liner in just basic brown colour by a brand called Technic, but any kind of brown lip liner will do, any colour you like. Try and get it similar to the one that you've used on your eyes so it matches, but the whole point of today is browns and greens, so if there's a slight difference in tone, it's not a problem. Mine's metallic. I've chosen to go with metallic to go with this because I think it will make the shimmer pop, but if you don't like metallic you can do matte or just normal shine. It's completely up to you. Remember, with any beauty tutorial you're copying the look for how it works for you. So for me, I like metallics. If you like matte, use a matte. It's completely up to you. So we're going to start off. You should make sure that you've been hydrating your lips. I just use Vaseline, but when you start you want your lips to be dry. So just use your finger, make sure there's no product on your lips. And you're going to start with the angel bow. Now obviously I can't talk through this, so you're just going to have to shh and watch. So stretch your lip. And always just start with that angel bow. Don't feel the need to draw the whole outline of your lips straight away. Focus on the standout parts because you want to see some definition on your lips, okay? And once you've got that, you can take it a little bit further up if you want to. So for example, And now, as you can see, I have more of a point to my lips. And again, we're going to do the same underneath. So, so again, you're just going to underline the bottom side of the lip, the underline of the lip, and then if you want to build up that colour again, you can. So now you should have the bottom part of your lip done and the top part. So now we're going to fill into the corners. Don't go here. It's going to give you a weird look. Okay? So stop where it would be natural for your lip to end. Okay? So when you've done the line, you want to look and check that it's straight and even in all places, and if it's not, get out that trusty cotton bud and fix. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the outline now, but I haven't got anything on the inside. And as I'm mainly going to be using gloss, I'm going to use the lip liner to fill in everything. So, start with the bottom. It's at this point, I bet you're tempted to press your lips together. Don't do that. Your bottom lip is not the same shape as your top lip. So when you go and squish them together, you're just going to ruin the top line that you've just put on. So forget everything you were taught 20 years ago. Do the bottom, do the top, do not squish. Yet. Okay, so now we've done that. We do need to blot. So get yourself a tissue. And this is if you want your lipstick to last all night. Take your tissue. Now you squeeze. Now you squeeze. And because of the barrier, you're not going to mess up the line that you did before. So it's at this point you want to go back very quickly. Just the outline again. To build up that colour. Okay, and then finally we're going to take a gloss. Now this one I've got is by Pink Duck London, and it's called Glint. I don't think it actually has a colour name anywhere on it. I'm just checking. Nope, it just says metallic liquid lip gloss. Glint number 3. So we're just going to take our lip gloss. Oh, it smells like chocolate. Do not eat the lip gloss. Do not eat the lip gloss. And there you have it. You have your Nature Vibes browns and greens statement eyeshadow and lipstick. So I hope you've enjoyed today's session. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of my next videos. I hope you've enjoyed today. Please leave a comment if you have, or if there are any colour combinations that you would like me to do, that you have at home with your makeup and you're just not sure what to do with it. And you can also follow me on Instagram at BethL79. And this will give you ideas of up and coming things that I'm doing, or just the kind of makeup looks I've done for the day that I'm going out, or I'm teaching, or I'm doing something. So I hope you all have a lovely weekend, because I'm filming this on a Saturday, so a lovely day whenever you're watching this, and I will see you again next time.